What's up, everybody? It's me, Melanie Mac here, and welcome to my new channel, Melanie Mac Go Boom. If you're not subscribed, please do that. I would love to see you for more daily videos. And in my comments, I do read my comments at the end of my videos, so you never know, you might have one featured. Let's go. All right, so today, this topic. Oh, first of all, I want to say thank you to Salty Refried Bean on Discord, on my Discord server, because they tipped me off to this article. I would not have otherwise found it, probably. And yeah, as the title of my video implies, some game journos are mad again, and they are accusing Gorilla of Native American cultural appropriation, blah, blah, blah. I'm really personally excited to talk about this and break the narrative, being that I'm Native American, documented, so don't come for me. Now, I'm also Irish, so, again, they might still come for me, but I digress. Let's talk. All right, so, says, with the review embargo lifted for the long-awaited Horizon Forbidden West, a number of industry outlets have made public their accusations that the game is guilty of appropriating Native American culture. A sequel to 2017's Horizon Zero Dawn, Horizon Forbidden West, once again puts players in control of Aloy, this time as she leads a group of fellow Nora tribe members to discover the source of a mystery plague that has begun emanating from the eponymous Forbidden West. Given that both games take place in a post-apocalyptic world, the Horizon series' human characters exist as nomadic peoples, many of them reverting to hunter-gatherer societies after the world's knowledge was lost and its population was decimated by corrupt peacekeeping robots. Unsurprisingly, it is this nomadic setting that the usual industry offenders have taken offense to, believing the near-primitive depictions of the game's humans and their lifestyles to have been culturally appropriated from the lives and histories of Native American peoples. In their review for Gadgets 360, Akil Aurora explained that the depiction of the antagonist Tenakth tribe as violent and radical runs into thorny issue in the post-apocalyptic USA that forms the world of the Horizon games. The remaining humans have been pushed back to the Stone Age or something, wrote Aurora. They are now divided into a series of clans and tribes whose attire borrows from Native Americans, among others. Aloy can don these too, but most of the people wearing them, including Aloy, look, and more importantly, and sound like modern-day white people. Who freaking cares? You know, who cares? Why is it always why is it everybody that's trying to erase any ounce of native representation that we get? And also, for the record, I don't have to see myself represented to like something, but when I see woke people try to erase the very tiny little bit of native representation that's actually out there, yeah, that's pretty frustrating. In the name of wokeness. It's just like they woke so hard that they become racist themselves. I've gone on and on about this in other videos, but I mean, look at how they erased the Land O'Lakes lady off the butter box. Like, every time I go to the grocery store, I won't even buy it anymore because I just look and I'm like, oh, there she goes. She's been killed off from her own land. You know, let's just completely ignore the fact that a native created that imagery, you know? Or Washington Redskins. Now what, they're the colonizers now? The Washington colonizers have colonized the Redskins. Good job, Wokies. Good job. Thank you so much. Oh, man. What would I do without you? All right. You know, we're going to completely ignore the fact that when polled, most natives actually liked the Washington Redskins. But, you know, that doesn't matter because it's the Wokies. That's what matters, right? Okay. He goes, that's not a good look. First, the natives were literally erased by white people, and now their clothing is being adopted by them. This is a few steps beyond cultural appropriation. According to the game editor-in-chief, Stacey Henley, The first Horizon title only had 2 serious faults for me. The story was weak, and the whole game engaged in Native American cosplay. And while Forbidden West just needed to overcome those faults, okay, so, these beautiful native-inspired garments that we get to see in the game, those are faults? All right, go ahead. It instead succumbs to them both. There is no attempt to interrogate or explain the Native American appropriation either. We don't need it. We see it. I'm not going to speak for every Native, but I'm just saying, I personally think it's neat. Most Natives aren't little whiny babies. Just saying. Not like we get to see anything Native inspired that often. It's pretty cool when we do. All right, and continuing. One of the game's best armors even sees Aloy don a chief's headdress. Okay, you said one of the best armors. That sounds like a compliment to me. Let's go. I think it's neat. She's embracing the outfit, the culture. That's rad. This whole segregate, only white people can wear this. Only natives can wear this. Only this can wear this. Only that can wear that. Whatever happened to appreciating each other's cultures? It's pretty rad, dude. All right. However, there is more individuality here. Tribes are still spoken about in broad terms, but individual people within those tribes rarely live up to those broad definitions and are their own distinct characters. Forbidden West continues the series' depiction of a post-racial society while also borrowing aesthetics from various cultures. That's pretty neat, honestly. What is it? When can the wokies make up their mind? Something's either too white or they want more diversity. They want more inclusion. And then when they do it, it's never good enough. It's appropriation. All things considered, Guerrilla, what they've created with Horizon and stuff is pretty woke in a lot of ways. But that ain't good enough. You can never impress the wokies. They will find anything to get offended by. Anything. She wrote, while the racial diversity in the Horizon games feels like progress in the context of AAA games more broadly, it's at odds with how race, ethnicity, and culture are borrowed here without being discussed or even acknowledged. Dude, it's like, it's not real, okay? First of all, it's fake. Second of all, it's pretty neat that they were inspired by different cultures. Also, almost nothing under the sun is new. I'm not even almost. Nothing under the sun is new. So when you're going to create something, you're going to need to take inspirations from different things. And the fact that they chose to take inspiration from Native American culture is quite honestly awesome. All right? I may have missed the audio logs or journal entries that explain these issues, she admitted, but that reinforces the idea that they aren't core to the story. Dude, they aren't issues. They aren't issues. Get over it. Kotaku's Ari Notice found that Horizon Forbidden West doesn't entirely wash itself of the sins of its past. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Noting, to the surprise of literally no one, that though he did not have any claim of indigenous descent, he certainly ran into some eyebrow-raising moments over the course of Forbidden West. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. People getting offended on your behalf. Pretty great, right? Forbidden West never addresses why many characters wear outfits reminiscent of traditional Native American clothing, a point of contention for some in the wake of Zero Dawn. It seems like some who aren't Native seem to have the biggest issues with it, Show me Natives who have issues with it and we'll talk, but all I know is I haven't seen that. All that savior stuff, given that Aloy is white and that so many characters in Horizon in roles both crucial and secondary are people of color. Yeah, it's weird. Okay, I will give them that. I think it's so freaking annoying at how they try to make female characters saviors now. They're doing this with Lara Croft and they're also doing this with the Aloy. And that was one reason that when Forbidden West was first announced, I hated it. I was like, oh, she just sounds so heroic, and it's just her goal to be a savior. Like, they can't just let female characters be selfish anymore and just want to do things for their own selfish desires or for their own adrenaline rush or whatever. They got to make them heroes. And you know, I can appreciate a hero sometimes, but ultimately, it's just boring. It is so boring. I'm over it. Now, does the fact that she's white change it? I don't freaking care. I don't care what race she is. Giving a female lead character that heroic role constantly and trying to make her this Mary Sue, it's boring. I'm over it. Give me like a classic Lara Croft again, please. Someone who is selfish and psychotic and a chaotic neutral. I want to see that again. All right, he further exclaimed, due to those aforementioned embargo restrictions, which are so extensive as to bar me from mentioning a character who is literally in one of the trailers, I can't get into detail here, but the entire final act, the denouncement in particular, smacks of colonialist overtones, all in service of a little more than sci-fi grandeur. Now, I will say that whenever they do try really hard to woke, we saw this in Shadow of the Tomb Raider as well. They do kind of have that white savior vibes a little bit, but you know who portrays the white savior vibes more than anything else? It's woke white people, okay? Woke white people gotta be white savior all the time, and it's annoying how much they try to speak up for everybody else and tell everybody else what to be offended by. I'm over it. So you know what? I will give them that, because that's getting so freaking old. Just like the whole male feminist savior thing too. Constantly having male feminists telling women what to be offended by and trying to be our saviors. Like, dude, that is, yeah, not it. All right, so it should be noted that despite game journalists' obsession with ascribing with the game's tribal imagery exclusively to Native Americans, no doubt because they can believe this demographic to be the most useful to evoke in service of establishing a moral high ground. Numerous cultures have at one time existed in such a state. This even includes, most assuredly, to said journalist's dismay, white people, as seen in such cultures of the Sami people of Scandinavia, the Magyar people of Hungary, and the Norse Vikings. In fact, even by Horizon Zero Dawn narrative director John Gonzalez's own admission, Aloy's appearance is more regularly compared to that of Vikings than any other cultural group. Right, and I totally saw that. I don't know how some of these journals are confusing that, but okay, I digress. Horizon Forbidden West is due out on February 18th. What do you guys make of these accusations against Horizon Forbidden West? Let us know your thoughts on social media or in the comments below. Yeah, I'm sick of it. Game journalists in general, it's like, is that part of the hiring process? Do they have some sort of survey to see how woke someone can get? And their goal is to find people that are so woke that they're backwards, They just woked themselves into that savior narrative. Is that they just try to hire saviors, people, self-appointed saviors to women and minorities? Is that it? I don't know, but I'm getting sick of it. Seems like whoever this journalist is actually has some sort of common sense. Thank goodness that they exist. Spencer, right on, my dude, right on. Yeah. So, anyway, that's what we're working with. Fun times. Let me go ahead and read some comments. Now, these are from my last video. I like to read comments from the videos and all that kind of stuff. So, Mobile Muck says, classic Lara was able to look more naturally alluring, fully covered in winter weather gear, while the new Lara can't come close to that level of allure even while wearing a micro bikini mod. That's the thing, is with Reboot Tomb Raider, even though objectively I can say that, especially the 2013 model was beautiful. However, for some reason, modern devs, or at least from Crystal Dynamics, you can make her either, there's like a scale, okay? On this side is hotness, and on this side is confidence. They're not allowed to both be high. They have to be one or the other, okay? So while in 2013, Lara Croft's quite beautiful, her confidence is down here, all right? And so then anytime we see her confidence go up a little bit, then her attractiveness goes down. You can't have beautiful and you can't have beautiful and confident for some reason. That's just a no-go. I don't get it. All right, now Treed says, oh, this is in reference talking about Lara Croft, says, this is a quote from what I said. You want to be like her? You want to be with her? She is a power fantasy. You can't achieve it, but you can want to. Best quote of the stream. Thank you, Treed. Shuxi says, classic modern video game females. Base it on an existing woman from real life and then go out of their way to make her ugly. I swear, they freaking did this with The Last of Us 2. And their reason behind it, again, so woke that they woke themselves backwards. I don't even have time to go over that right now. Let's continue. Hisham says, I hope this isn't how Lara Croft will look in the next game. I agree. The Independent State of J says, I watched till the end just to hear the go boom. Well, also, it's good to hear the verses. I'm not a Christian as such, but it's interesting to hear wise words. Boom! Let's go. Thank you so much, Jay. Michael says, the Lara statue in Tomb Raider Chronicles looks better than this. And it did. It really did. Alex B says, I find it funny that they're trying to make a more realistic character, but they are too afraid to give her realistic muscles. Right? That's what I fail to understand, is they're making her look more androgynous and all that, but for some reason they won't give her more muscles. And here's the thing, is when women work out, now, there's the thing about building muscle, and the great thing about it is that you can isolate muscles and you can build the muscles you want to build, okay? I naturally do not have an hourglass shape. I have more of a kind of straight up and down straight shape naturally, and I've always been skinny. So whenever I started working out at the gym, I always had like really frail shoulders, for example, very, very tiny arms. And so I focus on upper body the most. And what that's done, building my lats and building my shoulders, has helped give me that more illusion of like an hourglass. And so it makes zero sense to have such a woman in this case with Lara Croft, who is so athletic and who should have lots of muscle tone like her character was originally intended to be, how to put so little of muscle on her. And then whenever they do add some muscle on her, like Shadow of the Tomb Raider, there was some attempt with the arms. It's like they glued arms on a body that didn't reflect the arms. It's just anatomically and the way that the muscles are. You know, she had pretty good glutes in Shadow. I will give her that. But other than that, the overall shape of the waist, it was just very straight up and down. Hips, waist, all that. Like, it's just not Lara Croft. It's not Lara Croft. Evo says, I find it fascinating that the people who bravely fight for strong women characters, when they see a strong, confident woman character, they go, oh, no. She needs to be less confident, less hot, or she may make someone feel uncomfortable. Best make her a dude so no one can get jelly of her. It's starting to feel like that. Saman Nader says, we wanted Lara Croft and we got Abby. But what do I know? That's the thing is there was a lot of these comments about Abby from The Last of Us. I don't even have an issue with Abby because she was a newly created character. And if they want to make somebody like that, great. My biggest issue with Abby was how she was described as, I don't know. I don't want to misquote anybody, but I'm pretty sure if I remember the articles correctly, one of the reasons why a lot of the female characters or all of them, to my knowledge, in The Last of Us 2 had their busts downsized from the original models was to be more trans friendly. And to me, I just feel like, wow, that's kind of insulting. So you're saying that you I don't know. I'm just going to stop there. All I know is my trans gamer friends, dude, those girls love to play as the feminine characters, the curvy women. Kessel says, this is great commentary. not just on Lara Croft, but on the Bible too. Jesus shed his blood for everyone. So if we follow him, we should show love and respect to everyone. Yes. Lee says, nice to see honest opinions and not just the self-censored political correct bullcrap we have been dealing with for the past decade. And you know what? I've been guilty of that too. All right. If you look at some of my past videos and all that kind of stuff, I'm a bit of a people pleaser. And also, I got so worried about the bullies and all that kind of stuff, the cry bullies, the woke mob, all that. I was constantly at a point to where there were some times I would be open enough to share some opinions, but I felt like I had to sugarcoat stuff all the time because I didn't want the mob to come after me. It was frustrating. And it feels freaking great to just not care anymore. So, all right, there's that. Let me go into the verse of the day because it is my absolute favorite verse. I have this bracelet with that, the reference on it. It's my favorite verse, and it's really just been great for me recently, especially. Joshua 1:9, and it says, have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. And I just find that extremely encouraging. So, that's it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow. In the meantime, go boom.